Okay, good morning all my dear students. How's life? I hope that all of you will always be in the great conditions during this pandemic. Amen. Today we are going to discuss about subject-verb agreement and part of a sentence. I'm Miss Nita from Accounting Department, Pamulang University, Indonesia. Well, let's get started. The objective of this meeting are to analyze the subject-verb agreement and to analyze part of a sentence. Subject-verb agreement means the subject and the verb must agree in number. What are subjects? They are I, you, we, they, he, she, and it. There are some of the verbs. They are verb 1, or we know as a simple form, verb 2 or past form, verb 3 or past participle, and verb in or in form or present participle. Next, there are also 10 rules in subject-verb agreements that we need to know. So we are going to discuss this one by one. Number 1, rules number 1, subject-verb agreement, subject and verb must agree in numbers. So this means both needs to be plural and both needs to be singular. As example, he or she or it works well. She or he speaks softly. It washes automatically. So here you can see he, she, it is a singular subject. It needs singular verb works. Okay. The next example, I, you, we, they work well. I, you, we, they speak softly. I, you, we, they wash the dishes. So here, I, you, we, they are plural subjects. And they need plural verb. The point is, plural subject don't take final S or ES, while the singular subject take final S or ES. We come to the next. Rules number 2. The word with and the phrases as well as, together with, and along with are not parts of the subject. So you need to make sure that the verb must agree with the subject. Example, the teacher as well as the students needs to stay away from the crowd. So, which one is the subject? Yes, the teacher is the subject of the sentence. Next, rules number 3. The subjects joined by and are plural. As the example, Ardi and Isma work in Lembaga Bahasa. So Ardi and Isma are plural subject. Next, rules number 4. To subjects joined by or not, either or, neither nor, not only but also. Take the verb agrees with the subject closest to it. Example, either my father or my brothers are coming. Either my brothers or my father is coming. So here you can see my brothers is plural in the first sentence. So we use plural to be are. And for the next example, the closest subject is my father. And this one is the singular subject. So take singular verb to be, is. Next, rules number 5. With collective nouns, the verb might be singular or plural depending on meaning. Example, the audience was clearly enhanced by her performance. Next, the audiences are strangely subdued, clapping politely after each song. From these two examples, can you see the difference? The first one, the audience was clearly enhanced by her performance means all the audience who attended a concert. While the second example, the audiences are strangely subdued, clapping politely after each song, means some audience within the whole audience. So can you get it? Next, we come to rules number 6. In sentences beginning with here or there, the true subject follows the verb. Example, there is a key on the table. There are keys on the table. So, there could be could be singular, and there also could be plural, depend on the object. The true subject is here, keys and key. Okay, we come to the next. Rules number 7. The verb is singular if the subject is singular indefinite pronoun such as each, either, neither, one, no one, everyone, etc. For the example, nobody was here yesterday. Either of the cars is expensive. In the second example, either of the cars, the subject is not the cars but either. It means singular. Next, the verb is plural if the subject is a plural indefinite pronoun such as several, few, both, and many. Example, several villages have been isolated due to the pandemic. So, several followed by villages. It means plural subject. Next, some indefinite pronouns such as some, any, almost, etc. may be either singular or plural depending upon the use in a sentence. With uncountable, use singular. With countable, use plural. For the example, some of the books are on the table. Some of the air was polluted. Here, both some in the first example and some in the second example, it could be singular because plural, because continued by plural count nouns, and the second one, some, become singular because it followed by uncountable noun air. Next, rules number 8. Use a singular verb expressions of measurement, time, money, and weight when the amount is considered 1 unit. For example, $50 seems a reasonable price. $50 were scattered on the ground. Again, can you see the difference between the first example and the second example? Okay, the first example means $50 here means a single unit, a price of a thing. While the second one, $50 here, was scattered on the ground. So you need to imagine that there are some pieces that totally $50, like perhaps 5 pieces of $10 and etc. Next, rules number 9. Plural form subjects with a singular meaning take a singular verb such as mums, measles, calisthenics, statistics, and etc. It sounds plural because end in s, while in fact that this is singular subject. As the example, gymnastics is his favorite sport. And the last rule, titles of single entities, books, organizations, countries, etc. are always singular. Example, Pamulang University is located in Pamulang, South Tangerang. Okay, well, that the first discussions about subject-verb agreements, and we come to the next discussion. This is part of sentence. So we need to understand first, what does it mean by a sentence? A sentence must minimally have a subject and a verb. This one called as a simple sentence. Sometimes the subjects can be omitted if it's understood. And in part of sentence means a set of terms for describing how people construct sentences for smaller pieces. Okay, let's imagine. Is it possible to construct a sentence using only subject like I, you, we, No, it's impossible. Or how about we choose only the verb? Speaking, eating, drinking, draining, racing? No, it's also impossible. So we need to construct a sentence using smaller pieces. What are they? Okay, sentences consist of number of parts, yeah, using different part of speech. Number one, we got subject, which is either a noun phrase or a pronoun. As we know that pronoun like are you with he, she, it is pronoun. If we got a friend like name like John, so the pronoun he, Santi, pronoun she, and etc. Okay. Normally, the subject comes before the verb phrase in a sentence. So almost all the subjects comes in the beginning. Like the example, for instance, the girls had been swimming. So the subject is the girls. Next, the verb phrase, which include the main verb and which may have auxiliary verbs to go with it. For instance, the girls had been swimming. So the verb phrase is had been swimming here. Next, the object, which is a noun phrase or a pronoun. Yeah, so for the pronoun, for the object pronoun, yeah, object pronoun like me, him, her, them, and etc. For instance, she used her old skateboard. So this one is not the pronoun, but this one is a noun phrase. Next, not all verbs need an object. When there is one, the object normally comes after the verb. Some verb may also need an indirect object. So we need to know that there are two kinds of verbs like transitive verb and intransitive verb. So which one that should be followed by a noun? This one is the transitive verb. Okay. I give you example for the indirect object here. Hamish gave me a party invitations. So the indirect object here is me, while the object is a party invitations. Next, an adverbial or adjunct, which is an optional part of a sentence. This may be a single word, an adverb. For instance, suddenly it started to rain heavily. So suddenly verb. For instance, suddenly it started to rain heavily. Next, an adverbial phrase, a group of words that functions as an adverb. For instance, in the morning the sky was clear. So the in the morning is an adverbial phrase. Next, an adverbial clause, a group of words including a verb which functions as an adverb. For instance, I'll get some visit for you when I have put the drinks. For this one, we can change the position. When the subordinate clause we put in front of the main clause, so it doesn't matter. When I have put the drinks, but you need to put comma. When I have put the drinks, comma, I'll get some visit for you. So there are no differences. Next, though some adverbial have a fixed positions, most can be added to a sentence in several places. Any number of them can be added, limited only by the sense of the sentence. For instance, in the winter, the roads get very slippery. The road gets very slippery in the winter. So this both example, there is no difference. Next, the last one is a complement. With certain verbs such as be and seem, a complement takes place of an object. A complement can be either an adjective or a noun phrase. Complement provides further descriptive detail about the subject. For instance, he became a doctor in 2005. So a doctor became the complement. Well, we have discussed two discussions, so we come to the exercises. Well, direction, yeah, we need to read the direction first before we answer the questions. Directions underline the correct verb in this sentence. For number one, we need to understand that Sally is a singular singular subject, I mean. So it takes a singular verb. Which one? This one or this one? Okay, good. So the right answer is runs. Okay, well, wait a second. Okay. Well, so the right answer is runs. Sally runs to the park every day. Next, the second example, the dogs blank 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 at strangers. So we know that dogs means plural subject. So we need to find out plural verb. Which one? The first or the second one? Okay, correct. The first one is the plural verb. Next, Ted and Mary is or are going to the movies. So Ted and Mary, it's a plural subject. When we change them, substitute them with pronouns, so Ted and Mary become they. So they are going to the movies. The right answer is are. Next, that is singular. So that is followed by was. That was incredible. Next, those is a plural. So those followed by are. Those are pretty shoes. Next, the cat or dog. So this is optional. I mean, not optional. This is choices. So you need to choose which one is the correct subject. So the correct subject is a dog. So this one is the singular one. Yeah, we cannot combine both of them, but the true subject is only dog. So this is singular, and the right to be is. The cat or dog is in the yard. Next exercises. Directions: put a C if the sentence is correct and an X if it is not correct. They have been waiting for a long time. Is it correct or incorrect? That's the question. So we need to find out. They is a plural subject and have is a plural verb. So this sentence has already correct. Number one is correct. Next, the pen or pencil are lost. Again, we need to focus to the closest subject. The closest subject is pencils. So this one, yeah, the pencil is singular. Number two is incorrect because it followed by plural to be are. It should be are become is. Number three, someone don't understand. Someone is indefinite pronoun and it is singular. So someone should be followed by doesn't, not don't. Okay, so number three is incorrect. Number four, those has been cheaper in the past. Those is a plural subject. So this one should be incorrect and has should be changed become have. Randy and Juan like sport. Randy and Juan is a plural subject. Yeah, Randy and Juan or they, so followed by like, it's already correct. And the last one, all of them goes to school. So you need to focus to all and them. Even though all can be single or plural depending upon the object, but the object here is them. So this one is plural and all here should be plural also. So the verb not goes but go. Okay, I take the material from this one, yeah, as you can see here, the references. And well, what have we learned today are the subjects, verb agreements, and part of a sentence. Hope you can understand the material well, and we'll see in the next meeting. Stay healthy, good morning, and goodbye. Thank you.